Hello and welcome everybody to session 20 of the White March expansion of Pillars of Eternity. We last session spoke with Andra and we got a piece of Abaddon's hammer from this little crystal that's in the mouth of the skeleton here that at one point was actually Abaddon. We need to reforge that hammer so that we can go to a crater, which we have seen on the map, but we haven't been able to travel to. So I'm going to guess that that is travelable now, or maybe we have to reforge the hammer first, but we'll see when we leave. So yeah, we have our new goal. We need to reforge the hammer, call the Eyeless to us, and destroy them somehow. And these pieces of rock that we have been seeing in the mines and a lot around here are actually pieces of a third moon that we didn't hear about until when we spoke with Andra. Ionni Brathr is the name of that third moon that she had called down to the Aora to destroy much of its civilizations. Okay, so let's get on with it. The path ahead leads to the outskirts of the Abbey. What would you like to do? Travel directly to the foundry and Durgan's battery. So this is just a quick way out. That's nice. Especially since that's where we have to go next to reforge the hammer. Oh, that's right. So I'm going to guess we have to do this. The incredible heat ripples upward from the white forge and laps against your exposed skin. The fragment of Abaddon's hammer grows warm in your hands, as if in recognition. It is only a fraction of the size of the original, but there is metal enough to create a hammer fit for a person of your size to wield. In this forge, the fragment could be shaped anew. Recreate Abaddon's hammer. You call to mind every memory you have witnessed of a great hammer. The images coalesce and take shape in your mind's eye. You know every curve, every engraving. Even as a shapeless lump of metal, you can see the fragment for what it is meant to become. The fragment is slow to heat, even in the white forge, and quick to cool as you work it against the anvil. Sweat drizzles down your body and puddles into your feet. Your arm grows sore with each swing of your forge hammer until you can barely lift it. Minutes turn to hours. As Abaddon's hammer begins to take shape, the ring of your own hammer against it takes on a familiar tone, one that you have heard in your dreams. With each strike, an image flashes in your mind. It is hazy at first, but it gains detail as the hammer begins to resemble the original. Over time, the image becomes a frozen landscape centered around the crater of a lake. Eyeless patrol its frozen surface in droves, and this can only be the place Andra described, Cayron's scar. The Eyeless pause here and there when you strike and look up, as though hearing the echo on the wind. In the distance, as more details appear, you see other landmarks, Stalwart, Durgan's battery, and you understand where the lake lies in the White March, where you must take this hammer. Finally, with a careful etching of the last detail with your chisel, the hammer is completed. No sooner do you make the final mark than you feel a pure, radiant energy pulsing from within like a mechanical heartbeat. There is an indescribable beauty to the shape and the weighting and the design. It feels as if this is the realization of the metal's purpose. You take up the hammer and its power rushes over you in waves, and it shakes your body so hard you nearly drop to your knees. The tremor passes, but the surge of power remains. The hair on your arm stands on end. In your hands is a faithful recreation of a divine instrument. Careful with the weapons of the gods, Watcher. They seldom come without strings.
I've heard enough.
So this seems to be everybody that we have helped. The sounds of an argument reach you from the stairs. Darian marches to the room, arms crossed, while Rangra bounds along behind him.
This threatens all of us now.
Matron Berrigan lumbers after Darian and Wengra, flanked by two stout ogres.
She's right. We've got to fight together.
You also recognize Derek following them. Derek is the commander of the Iron Flail army, the Freyatsarans. His shoulders are rigid, and his arms are clasped in front of him. Wengra sees you and points enthusiastically.
See, Darian? He'll tell ya. We can stop him!
Tension crackles in the air. Darien whirls and cuts Wenger off with a chopping motion.
If he's seen them, he knows better.
What's going on here?
Something killed a whole crew of hunters out in the wood. Tore them apart like dolls, insects.
Despite his steady posture, his eyes flit and flicker like flies, and his upper lip shines with sweat.
Something like the creatures that attacked my fort, perhaps?
Barrigan mutters something to her escort, and they snort in agitation.
I told ya! All we gotta do is get him in range of these cannons, and then we blast them!
She brings her hands together in a loud clap.
We don't even know what they are.
He shuts his eyes and breathes loudly through his nose. I do. Everyone turns to look at you. They are known as the Eyeless.
The destruction my dreams warned me of.
Barrigan's gaze is distant with horror. Suddenly she rounds on Wenger and Darien.
And your greed and recklessness have brought them on us all!
She rolls her shoulders back and bares her teeth at the two villagers. Rage hangs around her like a musk. Darien and Wenger take a step back and square off against the ogres.
You burning our village didn't help matters none.
Wenger's feral grimace exposes needle-sharp teeth.
It wasn't my clan that attacked you.
No difference. One ogre stinks as bad as the next.
I think I'm going back and forth between these two first options here, just to tell everybody to calm down, or to say that Barrigan's right. You wanted something you didn't understand and has brought trouble. I don't think that wanting the forge should bring trouble. I think that's just Andra, like saying, hey, if the forge starts back up, then the Eyeless needs to shut it back down again. So I don't really think it's their fault, so I don't want to say that. But I don't know what this means either. Your interests have never aligned with Stalwart's Barrigan. I doubt that's changed. I don't know. That's the rationale, but I don't get what that's going to do or what that means. Plus, I don't want to give Wenger any kind of satisfaction for saying that doesn't matter what the ogre is, they just stink as bad as the next. So I'm just going to say calm down, everyone. Darien and Wenger grumble, shifting on their feet and glaring sullenly. After a pause, Barrigan looks back at you.
I came to offer my clan's help.
The others gawk at her.
The White March has been our home for centuries. We'll defend it alongside you.
Your aid would be welcome. She presents an ancient banded horn in both of her calloused hands, holding it out to you.
Sound it anywhere in the White March, and 3 of my best warriors will be at your side. Your battles become ours.
What's your plan for dealing with them exactly?
The Eyeless are hidden at Cayron's scar. I'll fight them there. Wenger and Darien gape at each other in disbelief.
That lake's notorious. Folk never come back from that.
She breaks off, her eyes suddenly wide.
Oh.
You'll need all the help you can get. I have fewer men to offer than I would like, but the iron flail stands ready. Our siege weapons are at your disposal.
The same ones you threw at the battery's walls?
These Eyeless will come for us all if they aren't stopped here and now.
Forget it. You're not bringing your army into our backyard.
He looks to you and nods.
Tell him.
Derek's right. We need to work together. It's no time to worry about what's past, Darien.
Guess you're right. Won't be anything left of Stalwart if we don't stop these monsters anyway.
He looks down at the spot his heel has grown into the grit. We'll assemble at Cayron's scar and await your orders. Be ready, my friend. It will be a great battle. Derek bows slightly and steps away. So we got a lot of help for this, at least. An awkward silence follows. Wenger clears her throat noisily.
You know, those heavy cannons you fixed might come in handy.
She grins, a mischievous twinkle in her eye. Darien starts to groan and she holds up both hands.
Hear me out. Cayron's Scar should be just in range for those guns. You just point out your target and I'll do the rest.
If those things are on the move, we don't have much time. If you're really gonna stop them, take this. It's the best of the ore we've pulled from Stalwart's mines.
He gives you a solemn nod.
It's not much, but it's good enough to make the old Pargrunen Smiths proud. I'm sorry about what I said before. Just don't take it out on the rest of the village.
He looks away. Oh, nice. I got some more ore. Okay. You may call upon the aid of crag ogres by using Berrigan's battle horn and Cayron's Scar. You can call for the Raid Saren's aid by using the Burning Pitch Trebuchet ability at Cayron's Scar. What's going on here? Okay. Okay, so we have Berrigan's battle horn, which I want to equip on somebody. Do I have it here, or... Yeah. So let's give this one to Adair. That one's to call the ogres. And the other one was an ability.
Yes?
Where's that ability? Oh, do I have the hammer equipped now? Oh, damn. Soulbound hammer. It's legendary. Despite being topped by a mere fragment of Abaddon's original hammer, this weapon, now sized for kith hands, is still an instrument of awesome destructive force. The faces of the great hammer's head still bear the tool marks of their creator. Not even the fires of the White Forge could erase Abaddon's work. Wonder if I have to wield that? Or maybe I can give it... Pull access softly at one warbow. Who can carry hammers? I mean, anybody can use it. But I mean, that's kind of exciting. You know, I'm just gonna give it to Bjartur. Use the hammer to destroy the army of the Eyeless at Cayron's Scar. So maybe I have to do that in order to destroy the army. And I think I got some refined Durgan ingots. Maybe just one. Well.
At once.
All right. I wanted to go to Stalwart and rest first, or maybe to Cadnua and rest first. So let's just go to the front gates, and then I will. So we'll go to Stalwart, rest. And then we'll head to Cayron's Scar and finish this. We still do have Consul Hots. We still have to go face Consul Halt, the Siege of Cragholt. But I think we should continue to Cayron Scar here. Here it is. Let's just rest actually on Stalwart. There always the stronghold. Okay.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
Like a room.
Quality bear pelts on every bed. You want?
Have a shield we can buy from Azuro now. This is Skaith Gwennick. Found in one of the early raids of the Ingwithan ruins in the White March, Skaith Gwennick, or Winter Shield, was given to the Yadiran Lord Thane in charge of the Fort Bone Picker. Unaware of the shield's power and too vain to trust in an artifact from the ruins, the Lord Thane hung it in the council chambers of the fort as a symbol of Adir's mastery over White March and its native tribe, Stone Bramble. Sure. Alright. It's time to go to Cayron Scar. Face the Eyeless. Make your way to the fragment of Ionni Brathr.
Slow and silent.
Oh. It's a lot of Eyeless. And that's the fragment of Ionni Brathr. All of this is because of us. Come on, let's finish it. So that's this what we just saw here. So we see the cracked ice here. In the middle, the Ionni Brathr fragment. Soul down here to read, huh? Logophath Barbarians.
Leave it to me.
Look at this. Almost Zorip-like in there. And their choice of headdress.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Chief Rending Maw. Has an iron circle, a ring. Like his +4 constitution, -5 attack speed. 3 brothers and 2 sisters from a mining village in Raed Saris were summoned to the front lines of Weidman's march to the Deerwood. While they were eager to heed their saint's call, they didn't want to abandon their early parents, so they had 5 rings made from the iron in the town mine, each designed to protect the wearer in battle. They wagered that with the rings, at least one of them would survive to care for the parents. 4 such rings were found in the battlefield's wreckage after the Godhammer detonated. And this must be the 5th ring. Whoever this was, he's been long dead. What remains of the flesh is blackened and frozen. Touch the corpse. This crater worries you and your 3 companions. It feels wrong, tainted. But the lure of riches is stronger. The giant rock at the center of the lake might contain gold, gems, more. It took a week of back-breaking labor, but the boat is finished. It may not be entirely watertight, but it'll be enough to get you across the lake and back. You set off from the shore, the icy wind filling the sail. Satan grins at you. He expressed the most doubt that the boat would float. A moment later, he's gone, barely managing a scream as a gigantic tentacle yanks him from the boat and under the water. More tentacles emerge from the water. The air is filled with the sound of cracking and splintering wood as the boat gets pulled apart. You dive into the water without a second thought and begin swimming madly for shore, hoping your friends are doing the same. Your heavy furs weigh you down, but by some miracle you make it to the land. You hear a burbling sound and look up and see one of the fish people, a Lagothoth, standing over you, its spear raised. You rise to your knees, your hands raised, showing you have no weapons that pose you no threat. I wonder if this is the fifth sibling that had that ring there. The Lagothoth makes a sound again. Wait, you start to say, but the creature drives its spear deep into your chest before you can say anything else. Mercifully, the agony is brief before the world fades. So we've had a few allusions now to a kraken-like enemy that is probably the thing that Andra was talking about, that there's more dangerous things than the Eyeless here.
Margren's fire casts light in dark.
Oh, got the second level of Adair's shield. Oh, I thought there was 3 levels all the time, but it's just... Sometimes it's just 1. So this is completed now. So let's read the story of the Dragon's Maw shield. This shield was traditionally passed between dragon hunters to honor exceptional feats and kills. Receiving the Dragon's Maw shield is one of the highest honors among dragon hunters, and over the years it's been the object of countless bets, soured friendships, lifelong apprenticeships, and violent deaths. Renetta the Scarred received the shield when she was still young for an especially brave, or foolish, battle against a stone dragon. She lost one of her eyes and all of her teeth, but she defeated the beast and received the shield on what many expected would be her deathbed. I wonder what happens in a battle with a dragon that causes you to lose all your teeth, but still survive. However, Renetta recovered and lived a long life to the consternation of many. She ceased hunting dragons and took to training pupils, of which she had many. All were eager to learn from the steward of the Dragon's Maw shield, and many hoped she might pass it on to them. Yet her contemporaries grumbled that she should pass on it if she had given up the hunt, and they complained that no hunter should profit financially from the shield. Renetta eventually bestowed it on another hunter, but by that time she was a very wealthy woman. The twins Marad and Devna hunted dragons together for many years. They became successful, yet it was handsome Marad that their peers and admirers loved best. Devna was sharp-tongued and plain, and though her skill with the spear was undeniable, she always lived in her brother's shadow. They had fought and hunted together for almost 20 years when the Dragon's Maw shield passed to Marad. Devna congratulated her brother and accepted his honor as gracefully as she could. After all, the shield had always had a single steward, but some saw resentment in her simmering in her eyes. Others said her reflexes slowed and her aim faltered. Whispers circulated that she was past her prime. Within a year of Marad's receiving the shield, he perished beneath the claws of a sand dragon. Devna survived and retrieved the shield, but many blamed her failing skills for her dashing brother's death. Others suspected that she killed him in a fit of jealousy. Whatever the case, she quickly passed the shield to a successor and lived the remainder of her days as recluse. Lerat, the swineherd, never wanted to be a dragon hunter, but when his village drew the attention of a particularly nasty crag dragon, he was chosen to deal with it. Armed with his uncle's rusty sword and a single dose of heathbush poison, just in case, he set out to find the beast. The dragon was not hard to find. Lerat could hear its snores from half a mile away and smell it from farther still. He followed a trail of bones and to a cave where the beast lay sleeping, surrounded by the bodies of dead and dying pigs. As Lerat entered the cave, one of the wounded swine squealed. This woke the dragon, which swallowed the pig whole. Only then did the beast notice Lerat, and in its surprise it choked on the pig. Lerat nearly died of fright as he watched the dragon writhe and convulse, but the dying pig had lodged itself firmly in the dragon's unfortunately long throat, and within minutes the monster was dead. Despite his protests, Lerat was hailed as a hero. As the word of his deed spread, and as the supposed size of the dragon grew, he attracted the attention of Turin the Bold, who passed the shield to the young swineherd. Lerat enjoyed a year of feasts and feats, but when questions circulated about his next conquest, he passed the shield to another hunter. So this is the story of this Dragon's Maw shield, which is the shield of dragon slayers, and it's passed down. So now that we have this shield fully upgraded, we definitely have to make sure we live up to its namesake. We have killed a dragon,
Take a look.
but we still have another one to kill. Actually, two to kill.
Keeping an eye out.
Looks like maybe we can jump across that or something. I want to head up ice flows. I want to go up this way first.
Hello? Hello? Leave it to me!
What are all these Longmouths looking at over there? They're looking at the Eyeless? You can hear their stomps.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
Got a piece of a moon fragment. Got some more Andrites here, eh? Paladin, Chanter, Wizard. And these Andrites just love to run in from out of screen.
Just get quieter.
That means that endurance has died.
Quietly now.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places. That's settled.
Oh. What was this again? This was a Elder Spotted Stelgar. Then we have a Monk and a Paladin. And a lot more. Here come the Andrites.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea.
Let's see what we got here. The Lost
Not very.
Periapt of the Winding Path. The followers of the Winding Path believe in enlightenment through encumbrance and perseverance. One of their more peculiar tradition dictates that they must endure grit and gravel in their own sandals until it falls out on its own. However, if a pebble remains in a monk's sandal for a full 37 days, then it's considered blessed, and the follower must remove it and wear it as a charm. Thus, the most well-traveled of the order are bedecked with amulets, bracelets, belts, and headbands woven with the burdens they have picked up on their journeys. This gives you plus 20 concentration, plus 2 resolve, and consecrated ground. Friendly AoE, plus 9. Okay. I'll give that to Aloth. I don't know if I'm going to equip it, though.
All right, then. All right, then. A simple test.
Cold water drips from the roof of this yurt and puddles in the hearth.
That's settled.
Someone carved a swirling crescent into the bench. The yurt reeks of stale sweat. There's only one bedroll inside. Fish bones lie among the coals. That's the Andre Shrine. I don't think there's anywhere else to go. No, there is not. Okay, so I'm going to head down this way now. Which is probably where the Eyeless are. And some more freaking androids, so I'm sure there's like 10 more that are coming to get us that are teamed up with the Lagafa. Nope, not that one.
That's not very helpful.
You're not getting through me.
I shall be discreet.
There we go. Eyeless Stone Piercer.
How may I help?
I also wanted to see in the bestiary if there was possibly anything for Andrite monks. Or Andrite anything. No, it doesn't look like it. And I also wanted to check in the lore, see if mage folk was in here, because we haven't read about them. These... no. These Eyeless are called mage folk, but we haven't really heard much about what that term means or not. I wonder if it's in the guidebook somewhere. I'm going to take a look. I cannot find it anywhere in there either.
I'm on the trail.
Of course.
I know that there's another race in Pillars of Eternity 2 that are considered mage folk, so I wonder if maybe we'll learn more about what those are when we get to that game. Which, yes, I am planning on doing a Lorethrough of Pillars of Eternity 2.
You're not getting through me.
Ah, thank worth and wrath.
Leave it to me.
How bad?
The expose vulnerability spell is pretty great. They should have been using it more often. You can just make out the blurred shape of Eyeless behind the ice.
Ah, thank you.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, I wonder how it decides how much time it exposes vulnerabilities for, because the last one was like 15 seconds. This guy was something like 30.
More Eyeless. There's no end to them.
I shall be discreet.
That's the frozen Eyeless there. Get close to the... Oh, this is actually the chunk right here. The moon chunk that we need to
Leave it to me.
have our showdown in.
Ah, thank worth.
And this is 30 seconds. So maybe it's like... Let me see. So this says faux AoE for 28 seconds. Maybe they make like a saving throw to lessen the amount of time or something.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Tentacle. Uh-oh.
Ah, thank
There's a lot of tentacles.
Leave it to me.
Dead on!
Oh my god. Tentacles keep showing up.
Didn't we already fight these things?
Not getting through me. That's it. For Anthony. I have to. Not getting through me. That's it.
Itamak, what was that? Says Sagani. I wonder if talking about the tentacles that just came up out of the water there. Seems likely.
All right then.
Let's take a rest. That was a tough fight.
Laying low.
Planks have been peeled from the bow of this old fishing boat. So I'm just realizing now, the buffs are better when you rest at an inn, or at least the inn in Stalwart, but they only last through one rest, whereas Cadnua isn't as good, but it lasts through 3 rests. Oh, we got 4 Eyeless here. Abaddon's Labor. That's 1 per rest. We can use these. Also, that's right. Is this? Yes, Ring of the Ancient Forge. The Ring of Abaddon's Hammer is powerful enough to interrupt enemies. No. This is the Heavy Cannon Blast. 1 per rest. Your allies at Durgan's Battery fire the heavy cannons towards... Let's do that. That might be cool. And we have the trebuchets as well from Adair. Okay, 2 per rest. Why did... Oh, the archer did not cast his spell. I must have cancelled it by accident. He just healed himself. Heal himself again. Things have really got it in for us. Yeah, so a single Eyeless isn't too bad, but man, fighting them in groups, they're rough. So yeah, here is the Ionni Brathr fragment. Ice flows. We see the shimmering doorway here. Looks like it's blocked. I wonder if we walk through that, or if it disappears, or just doesn't even address that it's blocked. I think I'm going to wait to rest, but let's head on in. See a lot of the crystal growth here. The Hair of Andra. While we're looking at this, it's a really interesting name. I do want to look up the legs that we saw before, see if there's any kind of mention of a tentacled creature like a kraken or something. Columns of water rise up from the pool in front of you, shifting and writhing, whipping air around them in a vortex. Because of my lore, this can only be Andra's hair, appearing before you at a fraction of the size typically reported by mariners unfortunate enough to encounter them on the high seas.
You have done well to have come so far. I confess I was not certain you would make it.
So she told us that once we got here, she would give us more information on how to destroy the Eyeless. Maybe that's why she's here now.
But I do not wish to give false hope. The greater challenge remains in front of you.
The Eyeless have to be stopped for the good of the Deerwood.
Running through the core of this rock is a large growth of crystal. You will know it when you see it. A blow to the crystal would reverberate through the walls of this place. Strike it enough and the entire structure would crumble. The Eyeless would be buried. Of course, it would take a person years to cause enough damage.
But not with the help of the Eyeless.
Then you know what must be done.
So I have to call the Eyeless to me and have them destroy the crystal that will bring everything down.
Strike the crystal with Abaddon's hammer. The Eyeless will wake and come to its call. Join in striking the crystal. They will cluster together and bury themselves. I have realized it is best that they should be ended, for within each of them is a small piece of Abaddon himself. Upon their deaths, those fragments and the memories they contain will be safely dispersed. I had not considered the dangers of allowing them to persist, until a watcher appeared at my abbey.
Hang on a second here. For within each of them is a small piece of Abaddon himself. In each of the Eyeless there is. Okay, what aren't you telling me?
A single strike upon the crystal will not be enough. The Eyeless respond only as long as the hammer rings. You will need to remain until their work is complete, wielding the hammer until the walls come crumbling down.
What? But that would mean... Oh.
You mean for me to die here?
Your sacrifice will be mourned, but your fate is already sealed. The Eyeless cannot be reasoned with or fled from. One day not far from now, they would kill you and level the Deerwood. You have seen what they will do. This is the way you can stop them. And the truth is that you are marked by the Eyeless for a reason. It would be better for all if the things you have seen were forgotten.
A tidy ending for the Sea Queen. But we'll write our own, right?
Crushing's a bad way to go. Maybe we should just hang ourselves.
The watery column drops all at once back into the pool, sending up a small splash. The pool settles, and looking down into it, you see only the faces of you and your companions, alone and condemned. So according to Andra, we have to call the Eyeless by striking the crystal with the hammer, and then wait here while all the Eyeless come and destroy the crystal.
All right, then.
Oh, they can reach us. These ones seem to be going down easier than the ones outside.
Leave it to me! That's it!
All right, then.
Hello? Hello?
In here? No. What does this say? Pool. Judging by claw marks and scales around the edges of this pool, you believe it is regularly used by Lagothoth. You see something shimmering in the depths of the frigid, murky water. I'm gonna dive in myself, because I can deal with the cold. You dive into the water and immediately feel the cold bite into your skin. It's incredibly frigid, rapidly sapping the warmth from your body. The water is calm, but a person with a weak constitution would suffer greatly if submerged for more than a few moments. So constitution is what I need. I'm going to return to the surface. And let's take a look. Who's got my highest constitution? Dare 17. Alright, so it's going to be a dare. Dive toward the shimmering light. Adair shrugs off the intense cold and dives toward the light glinting in the murky depths of the ice cave. Adair quickly recovers a cache of Lagothoth treasures, including a variety of coins and a surprisingly well-preserved plate greaves. Unfortunately, the disturbance of the horde was observed by a pack of Lagothoth that are swimming over to investigate. Hiding from the Lagothoth would be difficult, but attempting to outswim them would require phenomenal athletic ability. He's got the highest athletics out of everybody, so let's see. I got Further's plated greaves and some money. Swimming to the surface as fast as possible. Adair confidently launches off the bottom of the ice cave. Even with the Lagothoth's treasure under one arm, Adair manages to easily reach the surface ahead of their clawing hands. Moments later, furious Lagothoth erupt from the pool. Oh, I left Itumak behind.
Leave it to me!
Hey, I finally leveled up Durance's mace. Now I need to either kill 13 humans or 65 regular enemies. Don't know if that's going to happen.
And what does the flame reveal?
Oh, I wanted to check out Furter's plated greaves. Further, the coward of Kindle Vale fled more battles than most men fought. He nevertheless rose to the rank of Steadman, likely because he survived his doomed platoons on several noteworthy occasions. After an otherwise undistinguished military career, he was finally caught abandoning his comrades during a minor skirmish in the War of Black Trees. His commanding officer executed him on the spot. +3 damage reduction, wild sprint, because he was good at running away from engagements. Okay. And and that's pushing an hour right now, so we will stop here. We explored the outside of the Ionni Brathr fragment in, I forget the name, Cayron's crater, Cayron's scar, I think. We finally got to Ionni Brathr, where we had a discussion with Andra here, where we learned that we have to sacrifice ourselves in order to stop the Eyeless. So next session, we will continue our search to destroy the Eyeless. Maybe we'll finish this part of the DLC anyway, but we'll have to see. Not sure exactly what that's going to entail. So I hope that whatever happens, you will join me then for session 21 of the White March expansion of the Pillars of Eternity game. And yeah, thanks for joining me this time, and see you next time. Bye.